Hello there everyone, this is Skizamanops. I am back. I haven't done a live stream in a few days and I haven't really uploaded anything to my channel, but it's not really that big a deal, but it kinda is. Because in order for me to grow on YouTube, I'm gonna have to put videos out there and do live stream. But I have pretty much decided that well, I've said this in the past. I said that I am going to do skateboarding videos and show you guys my skills in skating, and I haven't actually done that. And well, recently, the last two weeks or so, I haven't had a skateboard. I broke my skateboard even before the 4th of July. And well, I am going to be getting a new skateboard here pretty soon, and my channel is probably going to take a bit of a shift more towards skating, and I know I've said that in the past, but this time I'm serious. I really am going to start putting out more skate videos. This is the reason why I haven't been doing very much gaming related videos or putting out any videos in general on my channel. Had to let the cat in. But anyway, so yeah, that's what's gonna happen here pretty soon. As soon as I get a skateboard, I'm gonna do a setup video, and then I'll probably do a show you all of my tricks that I like to do. But anyway, let's get into the title of this stream. The title of this stream is Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver PC Steam Edition. That's right. And my cat behind me has a bit of a cold right now. I don't know why. It's in the middle of summer and it's hot as hell. Maybe he's just kind of sick. I don't know what's going down. But anyway, the real issue is you guys might not actually know much about the game Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain. Now, I played this back in 1999 when the game first came out. Now, the story on how I actually got my hands on this game was after 99, after some time. Well, I think it probably wasn't even in 99. It was probably in the year of 2000, most likely, because the game came out in 99. But how I actually got my hands on the game is I went out to a garage sale with my mom one time, and it just so happens that they were selling a whole bunch of PlayStation 1 games. You know, this is right around that era of time. And it just so happened to be Soul Reaver right there on the fucking table. And I looked at the cover and I was like, this game looks really cool. And not to mention, I think I played a demo of something on the PS1 that actually had Soul Reaver on there. And I played that for a short period of time. And I was like, yeah, I really want to play this game. And of course, back then, I was never really that knowledge on games and really understood how games were, you know, and didn't really know the difference between an RPG game and like a shooter game. You know, I just knew that there were some games that you can shoot guns and there were some games that you could use swords and shit. I didn't really realize the difference between the genre. But anyway, I'm getting off track again. The thing is, the way that this game is, the way that they talk, that old British, old school, ancient British accent type talk, I don't really know how to explain it or what the proper words is for the type of talk that they use in this game, but it really is kind of hard to understand what is going on in the game, and most people moved on. Most people fucking probably bought it when it first came out and was interested in it. Of course, there was some Legacy of Kain fans already, because the first game, Legacy of Kain Blood Omen, which I have it right here, this is the one and only game that I did not sell. Legacy of Kain Blood Omen for the PlayStation 1. Now, I don't have a PlayStation 1, so I can't actually play this, or I don't even have a PS2 that has the backwards compatibility for PS1, but eventually I will get a PS2 so I can play that. But right now, all I have is Soul Reaver. On Steam, I have Soul Reaver 1, I have Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance. So I don't really know if I'm going to get into playing the other games unless I can get them to work on my computer, because I recently got this game to work on my computer. But anyway, before we actually get into the game itself, there is a guy on YouTube called Strictly Fantasy, and he has done many Legacy of Kain lore videos, and he has put it in such a way to where you can really understand it and really understand what this game really is. And in order for you guys to really understand the way that the game is and the way that it plays, and because we're going to start off with the sequel of the game, and I don't actually have the ability, as I told you, to play the first game. But the way that the first game plays, it's a top-down perspective. And when they created the sequel, they actually made it to a third-person 3D perspective. But anyway, we can actually talk about that when we actually start playing the game. But for right now, I want to watch a video. Let me get something to drink. I want to watch a video of Legacy of Kain. The video is called Legacy of Kain, the Elder God, and is by Strictly Fantasy. And this will kind of explain what is going on with Soul Reaver. Because if I jump just straight into Soul Reaver automatically, you guys are not going to understand anything of what's going on, especially if you've never played this game before. But fans of the series know exactly what the story is, and believe me, it is a crazy one. You have to think about a lot of different things to really understand what is going on in the story of Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and the whole series in general. But anyway, enough talk. Let me turn this camera off and move over to YouTube, and we will watch the video. And it is right here. Boom, boom. It is called Legacy of Kain, the Elder God, a character study. Like I said, this is from Strictly Fantasy. So for those of you that see this stream, for those of you that watch this, if you are interested in this game, make sure you check out this channel, because it is amazing. Now hold on, I have forgotten that I actually do need to turn on the audio for my desktop so you guys can actually hear this as well, because if I don't do that, then you can't hear a damn thing. Alright, here we go.
Go now. Play out your pitiful rebellion and take your place among the destroyed,
Oh,
the
sorry
used,
about that.
and the damned.
I actually need to plug
But
in my
know this,
headphones so
you
there's
are
no
mine for eternity.
sound.
You have always been
like.
and will always be my Soul Reaver.
Alright,
Under
so
normal
pay
laws of the
attention.
space-time continuum,
Let's restart this. Pay attention. This is really important. I don't even know if there's anybody up in my stream right now, but if you are, really pay attention to this, because this is going to tell you everything about what pretty much Soul Reaver is kind of about.
Go now. Play out your pitiful rebellion and take your place among the destroyed, the used, and the damned. But know this, you are mine for eternity. You have always been and will always be my Soul Reaver.
under normal laws of the space-time continuum, people can only exist in one place at one time. Contrary to this rule, however, is the concept of omnipresence. The Elder God from the Legacy of Kain series has referred to himself as an omnipresent being. In his own words, he has described himself as internally present, here and everywhere, now and always. Indeed, he would have us believe that there is no place to which his knowledge and power do not extend. But I would argue that depends on the time period you're seeing him in. When we first meet the Elder God, thousands of years into Nosgoth's ghastly future, he appears to our protagonist Raziel as the cephalopod-like creature, humongous in size, with a series of eyes and tentacles whirling around him. The Elder God presents himself as a mysterious benefactor and ally. He sympathizes with Raziel's plight and motivates him to destroy all vampiric unlife after Raziel's cruel treatment at the hands of Kain. The way the Elder God is first introduced by the writers is cleverly handled, because like Raziel, we as gamers are in this new eerie place, uncertain of what to do or where to go. We are immediately given someone to turn to mentor us in the ways of the spectral realm, while explaining the history of one region to the next. During his first scene, he claims to be the hub of the Wheel of Fate, the preternatural cycle of birth, death and rebirth to which all souls are drawn. That comment alone would suggest that he is a deity and is responsible for the endless spiral that is life and death. Raziel accepts the creature for what he says. He doesn't question him at any point throughout Soul Reaver 1, so we in turn have no reason to distrust the Elder either, especially as he has cemented himself in his role as our guide. He's at least as big as a continent, occupying the deep caverns beneath the abyss, the cemetery, the pillars, and the vampire citadel. We can assume his size is even bigger in the first Soul Reaver game, given how he's seemingly able to speak to Raziel across all of Nosgoth. Interestingly, when Raziel journeys back into the past, the Elder's voice vanishes until he comes face to face with the creature again beneath the pillars, where he is noticeably smaller. Soul Reaver 2 also reveals that the Elder is not as benevolent as we were originally led to believe. In fact, he is often depicted as primal, angry and righteous, either repeating the same urgent order to kill Kain or chastising Raziel for neglecting to do so. His close ties to the time streamer Mobius, who is well known to be devious and an all-round snake, further sows the seeds of suspicion in Raziel.
Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
Oh, damn advertisements.
Really?
Fixed,
Always
affordable
getting in the way and
tuition.
shit.
No surprises.
Sorry about that.
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
The Elder God comes across as being exceedingly spiteful, whilst continuing to assert himself with lofty titles such as the Engine of Life and the Devourer of Death. Ironically, the latter of these two titles does somewhat reflect his true nature, that of a parasite. As I have said before, the Wheel of Fate is an inescapable cycle of birth, death and reincarnation to which all living creatures are compelled. When a creature dies in the material realm, their spirit is drawn to the will to be returned to Nosgoth as something new. The Elder God claims to be the architect of this process, whose role is to spin the souls of the dead so that they can complete their destinies. This is a lie. What he really is a greedy parasite who has latched onto the wheel in order to manipulate and feed off its spiritual energies. During Raziel's remaking as a wraith, the Elder God bound himself to the fallen vampire. Therefore, every soul Raziel consumes not only nourishes and replenishes his own health, but also returns a portion of it to the Elder. So he's basically taking a huge chunk off the top of every soul Raziel eats. Rather than letting all that spirit energy go back into the world, as it should, the Elder God interrupts the natural flow of reincarnation by devouring those souls for himself. This would seem to suggest then that as the eons pass and he siphons more spiritual energy, the Elder God thrives and grows over time. Essentially, he is only able to see and speak everywhere when he is large enough to extend his tentacles and eyes across all of the underworld, as seen in Soul Reaver 1. Nevertheless, even in Nosgoth's early history, he is still very powerful, as he is omnipresent on a temporal level, existing in the past, present and future simultaneously. In this sense, he is what you might call timeless. The origin of the Elder God is deliberately left ambiguous, but the character clearly takes inspiration from H.P. Lovecraft's novels. In Lovecraft's stories, gods are not divine righteous beings, but are rather extraterrestrial monstrosities. Humanity wrongfully worships these cosmic entities, and while they exert incredible power, they are still just another form of organism. This parallels with themes rooted in the Legacy of Kain series, and how the Elder God tricks the original ancient vampire race into doing his bidding through their blind faith and devotion to him. While the ancients submitted to the will of fate, the Hilden, another race present in Nosgoth, refused to do so, thus leading the Elder God to incite a war between the two races. This of course resulted in the Hilden being banished to the demon dimension, while the vampires were cursed with an immortal existence. As the vampires were no longer able to die, the Elder God turned his back on them. Essentially, they had outlived their usefulness, since he could no longer feed off their undying souls. Despite years of unquestionable loyalty, the Elder God resolves to wipe them all out with the help of humans, who are just as easily susceptible to manipulation. The Elder's utter contempt for the vampires is referred to several times over the course of the games.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my Soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls.
Looking back on the series, I see now that the release of the Hilden from the demon realm was an objective the Elder was pursuing all along. The death of Kain would have meant the complete collapse of the pillars, thus allowing for the Hilden's return. That's a whole species to feed one gluttonous parasite. This is a creature who thrives on war and suffering. Indeed, the more death he causes, the more souls he can leech. It's a really disturbing thought. An otherworldly evil whose primary ambition is to provoke as much hatred and war as possible in order to feed from the souls of the dead. Given what we know now about the Elder being a false god, I wonder whether he was in fact responsible for reviving Wraith Raziel. We know the Elder God does have the power to resurrect people, as seen with Mobius in Defiance, but Raziel himself questions whether another force brought him back, and that the Elder God merely took credit so as to gain Raziel's trust. While both theories are plausible, personally, I like to believe that Raziel would have risen anyway, simply because his soul needed to eventually become imprisoned in the Reaver Blade in order for history to run its intended course. In the end, the Elder God is a devious, wrathful abomination who likes to spend his time spreading false, over-embellished accounts of his stature and role. While we cannot deny his power, he is not unbeatable, as shown when Kain is able to damage him. Had we gotten a final chapter in the series, I would have liked to have seen how the Elder God is finally defeated. It has been hinted at by the series creators that Kain would have travelled back to the future era to destroy the Elder God and hence restore Nosgoth before returning the Soul Reaver to its proper point in time. We still know next to nothing of this backstory or where he came from. Did he sprung from the wheel, or is he a visitor from the stars who came to devour Nosgoth before moving on to the next planet? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, do leave a like and subscribe. Until next time.
Okay, so that was the Elder God character study, and I don't exactly know why I felt like I needed to show you that. Well, that was actually kind of necessary because what I want to do now, that didn't work.
Alter time is equality.
There we go. What I want to try to do now is to see if he did a video on the pillars, because that would actually be much better to show you than that. But you know what? It doesn't really look like there is a pillars video that he has done. I'm sure there might be one in the future. But anyway, let me go over here and take a look and see. Nope, not a single fucking person. Alrighty. That's just something that I want to check. And then go over here, maybe turn that down just a little bit. Then go over here to a Soul Reaver. And we'll start playing the game. Now the game did first come out on the PS1, so it's not exactly going to be it isn't exactly going to be the best looking game, and I honestly have to play the entire thing on my keyboard. Uh-oh. Because the game does not support the mouse. Holy shit, that is fucking loud. Hold up now. Hold up. I need to turn that shit down. So I'm just going to start a new game, and we're going to jump straight into this.
Kain is deified. The clans tell tales of him.
Loud, so I'm sorry
Few
about that.
know the truth. He was mortal once, as were we all. However, his contempt for humanity drove him to create me and my brethren. I am Raziel, firstborn of his lieutenants. I have served Kain a millennium. The gift continued to evolve. We became less human and more divine. Kain would enter the state of change and emerge with a new gift. Some years after the Master, our evolution would follow. Until I had the honor of surpassing my lord. For my transgression, I earned a new kind of reward. Agony.
know you, Raziel. You are worthy.